Okay, welcome back to Meditate with Gina. Today is a requested video by many because a little while ago I did a short, brief clip on Instagram about some supplements that I take generally throughout the year, not just due to certain circumstances that are happening right now. Um, and some people missed it, and I can't retrieve the information. So I thought that this is a pretty good permanent platform that I can actually go over some of that stuff again with you. However, I think the first and foremost important thing to say is you need to evaluate your health and its situation as it stands still in this moment. There's so many times that we go through this and people are not willing to do a little bit of introspection and look at their current situation. One, because society deems a lot of things as acceptable when they shouldn't. And two, it's your knowledge and resources. Where are you getting your information from? Because truthfully, the only way that you can improve certain situations of health in your life is by doing your own due diligence and research. I can honestly tell you that ever since, and usually, a lot of the times people are on this kind of path of, finding these things out themselves if something traumatic has kind of happened to them in the past. And likewise for me, when I was 18-ish, I did have a health concern where I was getting gallbladder attacks, and I had no idea why. But I took matters into my own hands and I went to see a naturopath. Not to say that there isn't, a time and place for traditional medicine. However, the alternative was either getting my gallbladder taken out or potentially, you know, finding a way that I can heal myself. And I did, through things that grow organically and naturally. I was able to reduce the inflammation. I was able to get rid of the stones. And I am 37 now and have been able to maintain it ever since. Your body has a really neat way of healing itself. And I am going to share a few of these tactics that I kind of take every year, because the coronavirus is what it is. It's here and it's not going away anytime soon, especially when people aren't doing their due diligence. However, I do have a few tricks up my sleeve that I can share with you. And the funny thing is, I too have been looking for some resources out there because I know some of the important effects that some of these tinctures or vitamins have. And people are now becoming more aware, which is great because people are sharing. However, they're not as easily accessible anymore because people are getting them. So I'm having trouble finding them. However, if you do, these are great things to have in your cabinet or, just do your own research on them so you understand them a little bit more. First and foremost, it's understanding, especially with the coronavirus, it's understanding your health concerns as they lie right now. Obesity is huge. For years and years and years, we have been trying as a society to teach people the importance of healthy weight management because society deems unhealthy weights as acceptable. And now people are understanding the detrimental effects. Not that there wasn't before, but the high severity of their ability to be infected because of their underlying health issues, diabetes, liver failure, a lot of those things. And a lot of those things can be counteracted, I guess you can say, by reducing your weight. And it's not just to be accepted, it's for maintenance of overall health. And I think if we are very sensitive to this subject, then we are not really targeting what matters. It's not about looks, it's not about anything more than just overall health. Of course, there's a lot of people who are overweight that can maintain a functional life day to day, but there is an at risk component to all of that. So first and foremost, Next is cleanliness. I'm a little bit over the top when it comes to this. I definitely understand the need to keep surfaces clean. And there's some really great solutions that you can use that aren't, you know, toxic, I guess you can say. Like there's some natural things that occur, vinegar, peroxide. For years, people have been using these things and tools as disinfectants. And, cleaning your sinks so that bacteria doesn't build up, cleaning surfaces that you eat on, washrooms, floors. They're also saying now that when you enter a new room, so let's just say you do have to go grocery shopping, they're saying that it's very important to analyze your whole body before you go and enter the house. One, you should be sanitizing or removing your shoes because we know that the virus does live on certain surfaces. Um, so that's first and foremost. So cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness. I don't think you can be too clean in a situation like this. That goes, without a doubt to say, your hands, your body, your clothes, and all of that jazz. Next is your mental and physical health. Um, I think that there's definitely a correlation to healthy mind, body, and spirit in all of this as well. We all know that we have a lot of these stressors in our bodies, and I think at peak moments like this, when you increase your stress, you also increase the risk of, uh, depleting some of that immunity within your body. And you have to put your physical health first in moments like this. Get moving, get active, breathe fresh air, go outside in your backyard. Super important. Okay, so here's the one where I'm going to spend some time on supplements. However, before I go into supplements, there's some other areas that I want to share with you. Some of you find it very, what's the word? I don't know. Some of you aren't confident possibly in the kitchen or experimenting in the kitchen. And I think that this is a great time for you to do that, and understanding health benefits of certain things that a lot of people aren't really buying or using. So, first and foremost, bone broths. If you can get your hands on some organic, beef bones, creating your own bone broths, there's so many minerals and nutrients um, within the bone marrow or bones themselves that are released that definitely help with your immunity. And I would actually look that up if you are interested on how to make it and how to freeze it, how to store it, whatnot. A great source, especially if your immune system is a little bit low or are susceptible to certain things. That is one way that you can keep things on hand. Next, continue with warm fluids. So there's certain drinks that I kind of create. There's like a concoction. So normally throughout the year, I will dry sage leaves. You can buy chaga chunks, so it's a mushroom. Also, ginger is really great. You want things that are going to break down mucus. You want things that are going to combat bacteria that settles within your body. And these are some amazing things that can. So, once again, things to look up: sage, first and foremost, chaga, or any medicinal mushroom, and ginger. Those are some great things to create a tea with, and obviously lemon and apple cider vinegar. But if you get the apple cider vinegar, it has to be fermented and with the mother. So if you're looking that up or going to buy apple cider vinegar, make sure that, I know it sounds weird, but it has to have what's called the mother. Next, I want to share steam. So another thing that you can create or an atmosphere within your house at this point, if you have a humidifier or if you have a diffuser, definitely add some oils that will help reduce the bacteria within your house. Even if you have dried sage, it kills the bacteria within the air within your house. So you can burn sage, or within your diffuser. Eucalyptus is great. Tea tree oil is great. And even look up a little bit of peroxide. Do not mix them, have them separately, but they definitely kill bacteria that is residing in the air, especially right now when it's still a little bit cold and you can't change the air in your house right now. Well, you can by opening up windows, but you also have risk of pollen and creating more asthma and a trickle effect. Next is salt water. So salt water solutions are great. Even if you're feeling like a little tickle in your throat, or you know that you're susceptible in a time like this, and you know this type of time in year, you know a lot of people combat like seasonal flus or allergies, and I think people are getting confused right now or are on high alert by not knowing the difference between the virus and seasonal symptoms. So I think that um, understanding, you know, the between both of them and combating them, even if I think the best thing for anybody is just to pretend that you actually have the virus and what you would do to prevent it. So gargling with salt water is great. Definitely swishing it through your teeth, getting any residue or bacteria that resides in there. The thing is, once you have bacteria, it grows, and you have to combat that bacteria, especially internal bacteria. You can't see it, and you don't know if it's gone. So I think just doing preventative measures is ideal in a moment like this. Next, oh, honey. Honey is fantastic. So if you get natural Manuka honey, it definitely reduces the congestion within your chest. And this is the whole thing. Like the coronavirus, yes, it starts off like the sniffles, throat, and then once it gets into your chest and mimics the bronchitis and pneumonia, that's where you have to really, really take concern. And so you want things that are going to break up the mucus. So honey is great. Herbs are great. So garlic, ginger, lemon, certain spices, cayenne pepper. If you like pepper, introduce more pepper into your diet. Um, Another one that I love. So I'm going to share with you now some of the things that I have. And it's funny, the things that I don't have, I'm going to share with you anyway. If you can find them, I would suggest buying them. One thing I don't have is called an echinacea spray. I believe it's by a Vogel. And literally, you just spray at the back of your throat a couple times throughout the day. And literally, it relieves a lot of like itchy throat syndrome, or, you know, any bacteria that kind of resides there as well. So that's the first one. The next one, okay, this is like a godsend to me. It comes in different brands. So this is Mullen. This actually, I had bronchitis a few years ago. This was the only thing that helped break down the mucus within my lungs. So Mullen is fantastic. Look that up. Definitely worth a little bit of research. Next is, okay, Pau d'Arco is, here we go, sorry, bacteria release within the body, especially if people suffer with like kidney issues, pancreas, that kind of stuff. This is fantastic. But also, you know, if there's bacteria that's residing in your mouth, in your throat, this is fantastic. Next, Chancha pedra is fantastic also for certain organs, and it helps relieve any stress, because we have been hearing certain things of like people that do have liver issues. They need to be on dialysis as well as the ventilator at this moment. So Chancha pedra is fantastic for those types of organs to help reduce the stress. And this is my all-time favorite, I think. I think I take it back from Mullen. Even though Mullen is fantastic, this is my favorite right now. This is the immune support. I'm going to try and get a really good, there we go. My spatial sense isn't great right now. Immune support. This has a variety of medicinal mushrooms. If you don't know about medicinal mushrooms, and it's not the psychedelic mushrooms, completely different, like lion's mane chaga, reishi mushrooms, look up the benefits. I would honestly have to say that this is probably up there with the top immune boosting remedies right now, in the natural sense, right? So, I mean, antibiotics definitely, they have their place for sure. They kill a lot of the good flora within your gut. However, this does not, but it supports all of the good flora, and it actually combats compromised immune systems. Next, okay, so I have what you call a deviated septum in my nose, and I do suffer from congestion and whatnot. So this little spray is called Cinna. There we go. I think you can see it now. So Cinna spray, it's natural, and it relieves the symptoms of congestion, you know, itchiness within the nose, and it just clears it. I know some people aren't big fans of the neti pot, and that's okay. I mean, it does a great saline solution is great for your nose as well. However, this is a great alternative, and it's very inexpensive. So I take that. And a lot of other vitamins, like, I mean, vitamin D3 is always a great complement. Another one that people are really supporting is high doses of vitamin C. Now, there's a difference between the vitamin D and your vitamin C intake. So, vitamin C, it doesn't attach to your organs like your liver and whatnot, right? So, it doesn't have huge detrimental effects if you take too much to certain organs, unlike vitamin D. So, vitamin D will affect your liver if you take too much, because we all know your liver is like your filter for your body. However, vitamin C, if you are absorbing it when you take it, whatever isn't being absorbed is just released through your urine and whatnot. So, people are upping their vitamin C right now, and it's probably one of the most important things that you could be taking. However, if you are feeling a slight congestion in the other areas of your body, it is worth taking a look at and rewinding this video a little bit. Mullein for sure. Hot teas with certain herbs in it to help support the detachment of the phlegm within your lungs so that it can be released. Um, because it's literally, people are explaining it's like you're almost drowning. And it's because it's not being released. And there's so much. So support your lungs, support the cleanse of your lungs. There's also this really great lung cleanse that you can get online as well. And, I think that the best thing you can do is just be aware, take preventative measures, and do your due diligence in your research on certain things like this. This has taken me years. I knew nothing about this stuff, and people come to me all the time and say, oh, what should I take for this? And it's not to say that any of these things you have to take, nor am I recommending that you go out and buy any of these things. All I'm saying is do your due diligence, do your research. There are things out there to help you that you will resonate with. Maybe some of these things don't resonate with you, nor will they. But it really is in your best interest to be aware and take ownership of your health. There's no better time than right now, especially in a time like this. And if you have children, be the example, because they look to you for guidance, and they look for you to for support, and you have to set the boundary for them as well. Okay, so on that note, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'm intending to do more live videos on my specific channel, so if you have any requests, this was definitely requested by a bunch of people, and I hope you all get some value out of this. Ciao for now.